Well, Brett, talk about incredible. This seems to be a consistently incredible recruiting effort ever since Kirby Smart stepped on campus. And it just maintains excellence each and every year. We're looking at 24 hard commits as we record this just 2 days prior to National Signing Day, the early one on December 15th. Second rated class in the SEC to Alabama, number 2 in the country. Your thoughts about the class right now, and if there's anybody out there that is still on the fence that Kirby's trying to pull in the last couple days.
Well, there's certainly been, well, let's be honest. It really depends on which sites you look at. Rivals will have Georgia at number 1. 24/7 Sports will have Alabama at number 1. And there's the third one out there. I can't remember the name of it, but they actually have Texas A&M at number 1. It's kind of a razor-thin margin between everybody in those top 3. And surprisingly, Texas A&M's pushed up pretty high in that. What I would like to see Georgia do is pull in more wide receivers. Georgia does have a wide receiver in Dylan Bell, but he's only a 3-star. I think Georgia's kind of depleted at that spot, in my opinion, for what I would like to see. But Georgia's got several 5-star players, and there's other players that that may be flipped from other teams. It's hard to see, but looking at the board right now, I'm not disappointed. Georgia's going to continue to have a strong recruiting class. Another year, wherever we finish second or we finish first, that's okay. Because when you're finishing 1 and 2, the margin between 1 and 2 is really, really close. If you look at the first 3 teams, the number of 5-stars in spots 1, 2, and 3 are as many as the rest of the spots between 4 and 10. So not a lot of 5-stars to go around, but Georgia's certainly doing a good job so far. Now, the guy that I'm looking to sign, that I'm really hoping signs, is safety Kamari Wilson. He's projected to go to Georgia. He's number 2 in the position, number 5 in state, and number 28 nationally. I like seeing elite defensive talent. Georgia's secondary could certainly use some bolstering. Whether he would come in and play right away, I don't know. But this is a guy I would really, really like to see come to Georgia. If he does, great. But certainly a guy I would like to see. There's another guy. I don't really know if Georgia's going to get him. But Shamar James, he's a 4-star linebacker, and the guy's an animal. He's 6'2", 212, number 3 in the state, number 64 nationally. I mean, love to have that guy. But we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. But I'm also really curious as to what Georgia's going to do kind of with all of the players right now that are currently hitting the transfer portal. I mean, even Bo Nix is in the transfer portal at this point. I'm sure some school will pick him up, but just because you don't see him on National Signing Day doesn't mean Georgia won't pick up another 5-star player from the transfer portal. So, yeah, Georgia's done a great job of that in the past, of finding players to bolster the roster, and I look for him to do it again.
Yeah, Shamar James is the 7th-rated linebacker in the country, 3rd-rated player in the state of Alabama, according to the 247 Sports Composite, a top 64 player, regardless of position, out of Mobile. And, yeah, this transfer portal, it's just something that we're all going to have to track day by day by day by day. It used to be something that featured quarterbacks who couldn't get that number 1 position, and now when you get the likes of a Bo Nix and a possible Tank Bigsby out of Auburn in one day, it's become a crazy situation with this college football free agency, I guess, Brett.
Yeah, well, Georgia was really interested in Tank Bigsby, and Georgia's always done well with running backs, but I wouldn't be surprised if Tank Bigsby somehow ends up at Georgia playing alongside Mikael Sherman. And for those of you who don't know who Mikael Sherman is, Branson Robinson. If you don't know who Branson Robinson is, go check that guy out. He's rated as a 4-star. At one point, he was the number 1 running back in the country. He's 5'10", 220, built like a tank. He is so close to being a 5-star, it's ridiculous. And if you watch the tape on this guy, it'll just blow your mind. Absolutely incredible talent, hard drive. And if you can find a picture of this guy, Branson Robinson, you will swear that this guy was born with size 12 shoes on and was in the gym before he could walk. This guy is built incredibly well for a high school athlete. You can tell that it has been his dream and his ambition to be a college football player, if not pro player. He's dedicated to it. He will not necessarily have to come to Georgia and put on a bunch of weight, but as far as muscle. But I'm looking forward to seeing him in red and black.
Branson Robinson, Madison, Mississippi. Yeah, it's tough to be the third-rated running back in the country and not be a 5-star. Top 50 player in the country. So, yeah, he's right on the edge. There's the top-rated player in Mississippi.
Looking at the Georgia recruiting cycle, there's plenty of opportunity out there for Georgia to improve. It just really depends on who we can get to flip, what we would like to get. Some of these guys out here, we're not going to get. I don't think we're going to get Harold Perkins. Basically, he is the number one linebacker in the country, number one linebacker at position, number 5 player overall nationally. He's got over 30 different offers out of the state of Texas. Obviously, you can imagine everybody wants him really bad. Probably not going to get him. But as far as another safety goes, we might be able to get Jacoby Matthews. He's been committed to LSU at one point, then at Texas A&M, but from what I hear, he's been leaning more towards Georgia. But we'll see what happens. I mean, Kirby Smart does a great job of always surprising us on National Signing Day, which is a little over 24 hours away. So excited for sure.
Big Dog Brett, got to catch him in his work right here on YouTube. Big Dog Brett, just put it right there in the search title and track him covering Georgia football. Brett, we appreciate you stopping by, laying down the knowledge for us.
Oh, much appreciated to be back on the show again. You guys feel free to come over to the channel. We have a lively conversation over there, great community, just like with Mark Rogers TV. Great community. Love to have you guys be a part of it. Thanks, Mark.